Hi, happy 2018. It has taken me a little while to get back into the swing of things this year, just because, well, reasons I'm going to go into in this video, but also I definitely feel like I've got that horrible cold thing coming on. So if I appear a bit lackluster, it's because I've got a really sore throat. So the reason that I've been a bit quiet on here is that I had a really rubbish end to the year. Not that anything bad happened, but I felt really not great. I went to the doctor to talk about it and ended up going back on SSRIs, which I was on in my early 20s when I first got diagnosed with depression. And I'm on the SSRIs because I was feeling sick every day and I thought I had some terrible digestion problem or something more sinister because I was just feeling sick every day. But actually I think it was anxiety. So basically around Christmas I started taking SSRIs again in the hopes that I would stop feeling sick every day. And it's and thinking about that more deeply has given me a kind of epiphany, and that's what I wanted to share with you. So the SSRIs did stop me feeling sick every day, and what I found interesting was that as someone who has had depression and anxiety for a long time, and who has for the most part been able to manage it myself through various different ways, I was really surprised that my anxiety was manifesting itself in such a physical way as to feel like properly sick. So I sort of had a bit of a reevaluation. Also, anyone who's taken SSRIs will know that you have this moment where they start working, and I think everyone thinks that antidepressants make you feel really happy. They don't, but you just suddenly realise how bad you've been feeling, because you feel you don't feel terrible, and you realise that life is not about feeling terrible every day. And what I did is I wrote down all the good stuff from 2017, and there wasn't much, because I spent the whole year being angry and frustrated and trying to get too much done. For the first time ever, I wrote down my goals for 2018 because I mean, I've always thought it was a bit of a stupid thing to do, but I am someone who I like to see things, and for me having it written down really made me think about stuff I wanted to change, stuff that wasn't working. So what I found was that last year and for years I've been saying no, and I've been saying no because of financial reasons mostly, and because of having 3 small children. So I say no to going out for dinner with my friends, I say no to going on holiday with my friends and going to parties, because we can't afford a babysitter, and we can't afford things for the best possible reasons. But what I realised was I was saying no to all these things, and my husband wasn't, and my kids were doing things, and I was the one saying no. And I realised that no one's going to present me with a pot of money and be like, this is the money you saved from saying no to doing stuff with your friends all the time. You know, that's just going to be absorbed by them living their lives. And I also realised that if you say no all the time, it negatively affects the way you think. And that's, I mean, God, my brain when I'm depressed is all negativity. It's all awful stuff about me telling me awful stuff about me. And so to be saying no and denying yourself stuff completely impacts on that. So I have quite bad insomnia, and I find that in the middle of the night I will be telling myself how awful I am and how I have no friends and how bad I am at everything. And what I've started doing is replacing that with positive thoughts, and it is literally like doing exercises. It's in a way that simple. When I feel like I'm going to start thinking negatively about something, I switch it up and I start saying positive things. And I found that pretty much immediately this changed the way I approached everything and really affected my sleeping. If I lie there and I tell myself positive things, I go back to sleep. I realised that if you say no to yourself all the time, it psychologically translates into how you approach everything. Am I going to do well today? No. It just kind of impacts on everything. So I have written down these goals of mine, and it made me realise that I've sort of been relying on other people. I've been wanting someone else to make it better, and you can't make no one else is going to make it better. I've started to do positive things. So apart from telling myself positive things, I am doing just random stuff, like I'm not looking at my phone as much. That's really hard. I really want to get that book called How to Break Up With Your Phone. I am stopping work at 9. I know I follow loads of entrepreneurs on Instagram who work through the night with their newborns and have these amazing things, but for my mental health and for my kind of work, there is no point. And I just found that I would be getting up at 7, looking after children all day, getting people to school, picking them up from school, blah, 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 and then they would go to bed and I would read them a story, and I'd come downstairs at 8 and I would cook and eat supper and work on my blogs and work on the websites and then go to bed and then do it all again. And there is never any break. And so I'm stopping at 9 and I watch an hour of telly. It's made me realise that before you have kids and when you're in your 20s, you're always like, oh, I should watch less telly. Now I need to watch more telly. Watching an hour of telly a day, because it's a really nice way for me to switch off. I do my knitting or I do something else, but I don't look at my phone. And you know, if I feel like doing something on the blogs, that's fine, but my feet are up, the telly's on. One thing I always say to people is, you won't regret it if you get hit by a bus tomorrow. I'm always like, if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, you won't be thinking, God, I wish I'd finished that spreadsheet. And I just wasn't listening to my own advice. So one of my major things is I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to stuff. So my friend has asked me before to go on holiday with her. This time I said yes. I'm going away for like 4 or 5 days without my husband and without my children, with my bestie. I mean, I literally think if I think about it too much, my head might explode. No doubt I will get flu, but even then I'll be somewhere reasonably warm with flu, without my children, without my husband, with a book. I bought tickets for Paul Simon in Hyde Park. I didn't go to Tom Petty last year because I had literally had a baby 4 days before and vowed I would go and see Tom Petty again, and that is never going to happen. So I bought Paul Simon tickets. I'm going to see Gomez at the Royal Albert Hall. I'm saying yes to things. If my friends want to see me, I'm seeing them, because I'm only hurting myself, and no one is going to fix that for me. And my husband is incredibly supportive. If I say I'm going out, he's all for it. It's just me. It's all just been me. So what I'm here to say is, say yes. Tell yourself nice things. I know that other people say that, but I hate myself. But telling me how awful I am all the time, it's not helping. So I'm trying to tell myself good stuff. Also, I know there's a lot of, well, should I not take SSRIs? It's a really hard decision to make, and I'm not going to lie. As I walked from the doctor's surgery to the chemist to pick them up, even though it was technically for something different, because it was for anxiety this time and not depression, even though I think the sneaky doctor knew, I felt like I was taking a step back. Even though I know that's not the case, I just felt like, God, I've come all this way and I'm back here again. That's not the case. I just have funny chemistry in my brain that sometimes needs help. That's what it is. It's like if you take a supplement. It's like if you have anemia and you take iron pills. You sometimes need to even out your iron. I sometimes need to help with my serotonin. That's all it is. It's nice to feel normal. It's really nice to have a break from feeling terrible all the time. And it's really nice for your brain to have a break, to live. I feel like I don't walk around in this black cloud all the time. And obviously there are lots of ways to deal with depression and anxiety, and it's really specific to you. And I've tried CBT and it hasn't worked, but I'm going to go back as soon as I get myself organised. I know people and CBT has been revolutionary for them. So that's it. That's all I've got to share. Say yes, be nice to yourself, and back to makeup next week, hopefully. I'm just feeling so unmotivated. Help me out. What would you like to see? Thanks so much for watching.